Oh, hello everyone, it's Susie here, Crypto Granny. The date's the 25th of May 2022 and the time in Amsterdam time is 16:15 p.m. So let's just talk about the market generally, the cryptocurrency market. Currently the market cap is very low at 1.285 trillion. Volume's around 48 bill. Bitcoin dominance is 44.10. Bitcoin at the moment is 29,860, just under 30,000, and Ethereum's just under 20,000, 2,000 I should say, at 1979.83. XRP's at 0.40655, Binance's at 330. So just want to talk about the risk markets generally and what's important. The Dow, for example, and the S&P have been down for the last 7 straight weeks, okay? And we've never seen this in history. Generally, this has only happened about 3 times in history over the life of the S&P. And effectively, when this happens and the market's been down like this weeks on end, and we've seen this in the cryptocurrency markets, generally there is a rally, and it comes and it could be anything from 9 to 25%. Now, what we've seen within the cryptocurrency market is the cryptocurrency market's been down longer than even the Dow and the S&P, okay? The cryptocurrency market started coming down in November, and basically it's been down ever since to now, which is the 25th. And that's a very, very long time for the cryptocurrency market just to be down, 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 down. And what I'm looking at, I look at a lot of charts and I do a lot of reading and I look at a lot of different investment stories in terms of companies investing in crypto and everything else. And it seems to me that we're starting to see seller exhaustion on the side in terms of the cryptocurrency market as well as the equity market. And obviously we monitor the liquidation of traders every day and the liquidation of people. And it has just been constant liquidation of people that are holding or trading cryptocurrency market as well as the equity market. And we can see that also within the options and the derivative profiles of each of those markets. So, for example, in the equity market, they had more positions, put positions on the equity market in the last couple of months, 2.5 puts to 1, for example, call. And in the cryptocurrency market, we have seen more puts than we have seen more calls, which clearly a bought put is a bearish strategy. If you buy a put, you're expecting the market to go down. If you buy a call, you're actually expecting the market to go up. And what we've seen is a reversal in the last couple of days of people not buying puts anymore because they're extremely expensive, but buying calls because the market has got extremely cheap in terms of the cryptocurrency market and in terms of specific shares in the equity market, notwithstanding the Nasdaq's down probably about 23% from its all-time high. Now, certainly when we look at specific cryptos, some of our specific cryptos are down 65% in a month, and that is just crazy, right? When you look at that, that's just mega sell-off, and it doesn't reflect the fundamentals of specific crypto that we buy. And this is why we're focusing also on the technology of the fundamentals of different coins that we invest in that we love, because they're making a lot of money, right? And the price of the crypto price of the coin doesn't reflect the valuation of the underlying network, the valuation of the clients, the valuation of the revenue of the underlying technology and revenue, okay? Now, don't forget, cryptocurrency technology is bigger than the internet, people, bigger than the internet, and it's just huge, okay? And it's here to stay, right? No matter what the lawmakers say or what they don't say, it's huge, and it's not going away. Now, clearly, the cryptocurrency market is extremely oversold. There is no doubt about it, okay? And even if there is inflation in the system and central banks continue to rate hike, which I think is pretty stupid, particularly in the US, because the economic data is quite weak. And we did see a rate hike in New Zealand last night, 50 basis points from 1.5% cash rate to 2%. But again, central banks start rate rising, it's going to kill the consumer and the economy. And we're seeing the underlying economy is very, very weak globally. You had the International Monetary Fund come up there with a report the other day saying how weak the underlying economies are. And they, literally reduced their gross domestic product for the whole world, looking at emerging market countries as well as G7 educated countries and developing countries. And they came up with a gross domestic product for the whole world of about 3.5% from 6.5%, okay, which is massive reduction. They did come up with higher inflation, and we know the inflation's out. It's been in the system for years and years and years. The only problem is now people are not importing deflation from China because China's goods were always extremely cheap and reduced the inflation rate in all the countries that bought from China, like America, for example. So the thing is, the central banks in the world risk the problem of creating absolute recession, okay? Absolute recession. And when we look at the growth figures in the economic situation for most of the countries, these growth figures are moving down, not up. In other words, growth is not moving, okay? That means that there's no expansion in the underlying economy for business or for employment or anything. Now, we had a figure out of the US the other night, the Purchasing Payment Index figure. I think it was out today, actually. And it's a Purchasing Payment Index Output Index figure, right? Which means how many inputs do people buy to create something to sell, okay? And that figure was down from 56 the month before to 53.8. And what it means is there's absolute weakness across the private sector for employment and jobs. And it means there's a weakened rate of expansion across the whole private sector in the US. When you look at the long-term average for that PMI index output figure of being 54.8, it means that there's no growth in the system and it's coming off, going down very, very quickly. And this is not good. This is why we see the 10-year bond yield in the US. It's come down to 2.72% today from around 3.25%. Now, there's a lot of figures in the US that have come off very quickly. US durable goods came off 0.4 when they're expecting 0.6, which is also an expansion, supposedly an expansionary figure, which is supposed to show that the US is making durable goods, but they're not. They're not manufacturing anything, right? It's a shocker. They're not manufacturing anything. The previous month was at 1.1, and it's coming down very quickly. And this is something the International Monetary Fund was focusing on, and this was something Davos was focusing on too, okay? Davos is very concerned, and they're holding that meeting with all the elite between May the 2022 to May the 26th. All the elite get to go to some, highfalutin, expensive hotel in Switzerland, Davos. They get to talk, shop talk, and yet they're all on a fortune of money, and they don't realise what's happening in the real economy, okay? And this is a shocker. What's happening in the real economy, if you look at it, is terrible, right? Even Davos was warning of, economic recession, right? If you look at the food bank history, people in every country, developed country in the world, more and more people need to go to food banks because the price of food everywhere has skyrocketed through the roof. Energy and food bills are pushing millions into poverty, and we're seeing that in the UK, we're seeing that in America, we're seeing that in Australia, we're seeing it everywhere, right? Inflation in the UK last time printed 9%, and energy bills have jumped in April by 54%. How does anyone afford to pay an energy bill that's jumped 54%? I mean, this is just unbelievable, right? Energy prices are going through the roof, food prices are going through the roof, and people can't pay their energy bills when the basic things like bread and wheat are also going through the roof, and rice. Now, the International Monetary Fund report said that this global recovery, because of the war in the Ukraine with Russia, is just pricing up fuel to total smithereens right through the roof. And we're now seeing fuel at 1970 prices. And we're seeing food go right up through the roof. And now there's a global shortage of food, which I hasten to add, I mentioned this about 3 years ago, okay? So now they've brought down their growth for global economies down to that 3.5% level, okay? But the reality is people are getting poorer and poorer by the minute, and more people need, help, right, in terms of food, paying bills and everything else, right? And this is killing people. Now, don't forget China, the largest economic country in the world, eased rates the other day. They actually reduced interest rates because China's not growing. It's going backward, okay? It's not exporting the way it used to into all the other countries like Australia, like the US, like the UK, whatever. And China's going backwards in terms of growth, which is seriously, seriously bad, okay? And this is a problem. Even in China, there's a resurgence of COVID. There's more lockdowns happening in China. There's a shortage of food, fuel, all those costs are going up even in China. Huge business districts of Changzhou Central are being locked down. Technical hubs, supply chain is being locked down. Shanghai, Beijing, and ports and everything else, okay? This is very scary, okay? Also, we've got President Biden talking about reinstating Trump's tariffs on China being able to export goods to America. And this is going to slow things down even more and more and create even more supply chain problems with, goods and food and God knows what else. Plus, as we mentioned before, Russia exports the largest wheat in the world, the largest wheat exports. They have the largest supply of wheat, oats, all this sort of thing, corn. Plus, they export natural gas, oils and whatever. And, of course, they're not doing it, okay? And this is a real problem. Natural gas has gone up, literally, when I was looking at it, $2. It is now $9.12, okay? And, these figures are just astronomical, how quickly they've moved up. And this is killing people. We're now coming into, parts of the world where it's winter or it's heating and they need, air conditioning or whatever. But the fact is, people are using fuel, right? And they need food. And it's hitting the people in poverty, 4.7 billion people out of 7.8 billion in poverty, even worse than anything else, okay? And this is not good at all, people, not good at all. So where does this lead us? The fact is, in my mind, the Fed should not be rate hiking. Increasing interest rates, and again, I will say this, when it's supply chain problems where you can't get out the supplies because it was COVID or because of the war or because, lockdown, in China because of COVID, you don't interest rate hike. It's just stupid, okay? Absolutely stupid. I mean, even President Biden signed a contract the other day for $40 billion to assist the Ukraine, right? And this is another contract that he signed. There was an earlier one of $13.6 billion, an emergency bill. Where does all this money come from? The US people keep paying for all this debt. So, they've given something like about $55 billion to the Ukraine people to assist, and it's been it's been passed through Congress, and it has bipartisan support to help them with this emergency bill in $20 billion in military assistance, $8 billion in economic support, $5 billion in global food, and to try and alleviate the food shortage in the Ukraine. But the thing is, this is global, people, okay? Now, don't forget, Ukraine also used to export a lot of agricultural food, right? And because Russia and the Ukraine aren't doing that, it's exacerbated the food shortages even more, okay? And this will be a global problem. When people don't have food in their stomachs, there becomes revolution. And it's very, very scary, people. So where does this leave us with the cryptocurrency market? What it says is the cryptocurrency market is so cheap, so extremely cheap. it shouldn't be moving like the equity market, okay? Now, you may not listen to what I say, but certainly some very, very smart people out there are doing exactly what I say, what I'm saying. This market is so extremely cheap that they put their money where their mouth is. So, for example, Andreas Horowitz, one of the largest companies in America in the crypto space, has just announced that it's launching a 4.5 billion fund to invest in the crypto space, okay? They have a fund called A16Z, and this is the fourth largest fund where they're going to invest in specific crypto and blockchain investments, okay? Now, they said, look, the crypto market is so cheap, it is a joke, right? Andreas Horowitz invested in Solana last year. We were on Solana last year and we made a lot of money, and they're planning to put even more money into the market now because they're saying, the best time to buy crypto markets and any risk markets is where we're in a bear market, and clearly we are, okay? The fear and greed index got to 8. It's currently at 11 or 12, and they said we are going to buy, right, into the market because it is so cheap, okay? They said bear markets are often when the best opportunities come about, when people are actually able to focus on the technology of crypto, and it's exactly what I've been saying to you guys. And then you realize, once you look at the underlying technology of specific coins that we invest in, that these are going cheap. There is nothing more I can say about this, okay? Andreas Horowitz's general partner, Irina Simpson, was in an interview with CNBC, and she said the whole firm cannot believe how cheap this cryptocurrency market is, because specific coins like Chainlink are down 65 to 70% in a month. Now, Chainlink, and I've said this before, has one of the amazing crypto technologies, amazing. It's a pricing oracle and everything else with security, and they put on at least 2 clients a day. Clients where they make a lot of money from their clients, right? The firm Andreas Horowitz launched another crypto fund during a market downturn, and that was launched, if you remember rightly, in June 2020. I do, after the May sell-off of June 2021. They launched another fund, 2.2 billion, right? But they're saying this is even more of an opportunity than last year. So the new funds altogether, the 4 funds, brings their total investment into this market of 7.6 billion. And then, again, they have put their money where their mouth is, okay? They are buying to take advantage of currently depressed market in crypto, okay? And it's extremely depressed. And this is the time to buy, right? Again, another article here says Andreas Horowitz raises 4.5 billion crypto fund to take advantages of bargains in this down market, right? Cheap as chips. Bear markets are often when the best opportunities come about, said partner Ariana Simpson. And she's absolutely spot on, okay? This is when you can make a lot of money, people, right? You have to look at the big picture. The big picture. Crypto is not going away. The technology is not going away. And this is a huge opportunity the way I see it. Okay? Web3 is building all the time. Web3 will bring decentralization to the internet. Honestly, decentralization to everything, which is what's needed. We don't want to sell, our own profile when we don't get any money for it and we're not even aware of it, okay? It's not great. We don't have the privacy, right? And that's a fact. Now, also, but MasterCard came out, and this crowd is very smart as well. MasterCard's top executive believes crypto and blockchain likely to be adopted in the near future, and also said the price of crypto is a joke, okay? Harold Boss from the global payments giant, and he is one of the bosses there, said basically, what a funny name, Harold Bossy, boss from global payments giant believes crypto and distributed ledger technology will be adopted sooner rather than later. He said Swift is a joke. It cannot keep up with the likes of Ripple's technology. This guy knows what he's talking about. He's in charge. He's a VP, Vice President of developing new products, technology, and crypto blockchain technology. He said, I'd rather be in this sooner than later, seriously, because he said blockchain and technology are going to power businesses going forward. And if people aren't in it, they're actually going to be seriously behind. It's like in the 1990s, right? 1993, you weren't on the internet, right? And again, he said, this technology is here to stay and it will change the way we do business forever and the different industries that it can change, right? So MasterCard is in crypto in a big way and is developing all the time, right? And don't forget, MasterCard also put in a partnership with Nexo and Gemini to launch crypto credit cards. They are expanding massively into the crypto space by offering crypto-related rewards, credit cards, and acquiring crypto companies. MasterCard will be the next biggest bank because they can see the future and they're putting their money where their mouth is, okay? They have an aggressive expansion policy in crypto. They are looking to Web3. They want to become the leader in cryptocurrency technology and digital assets and will be moving much more into that space. I mean, these guys could even set up a crypto exchange and become the next biggest bank, just like Binance, people, okay? They have a vision and they know where it's going, right? We are all early adopters, and he's right, because there's only 12% of Americans in the cryptocurrency market. There's only 10% in Europe. And last figures I've seen, there's probably about 250 million people in the cryptocurrency market out of 7.9 billion. Take away 4.6 billion that are poor, but maybe it's out of 2 billion or something when you take out kids and everything else, right? He said a lot of people have a lack of understanding, particularly senior management and governments, of the technology of crypto, right? The scalability of it, the cost and speed, the decentralization, what Ripple can do compared to a Swift. It's incredible, right? Centralized technology gets hacked. Proper decentralized technology does not get hacked and has more safety and security, i.e. crypto technology, than centralized old cobalt technology. I can't emphasize that enough, people, seriously. They even said, and they were talking about Swift, they said Swift will be replaced by another efficient cross-border payment system. In fact, MasterCard, being a Ripple partner, may be looking at it as a replacement to Swift. And MasterCard is a Ripple partner, people, a Ripple partner. These guys, as I said, have expanded massively. They now have partnerships with lots of different crypto firms, including Nexo and Gemini, to launch crypto credit cards, okay? This is a global payments firm which has a massive expansionary strategy to go into crypto in a big way, okay? Very, very exciting the way I see it. Very exciting, and they're smart. They're going to kill someone like Amazon. They're going to kill someone like Apple because they're already there and they know the opportunities in crypto, okay? Just like Binance, right? And let's talk about Binance, one of my favorite coins, right? One of my favorite coins. Binance is building a global conglomerate, okay? Everywhere. Binance is expanding mega in Holland, the Netherlands. Look at how many jobs they're looking for in Netherlands. They're building a very large exchange in the Netherlands, Holland. They continue to expand in Europe, everywhere, okay? Not just Europe, but Asia and the Middle East, okay? They got approval, regulatory approval in France. Now they've got their eyes on Germany for more expansions in Europe. Plus, they're in the Netherlands already. Plus, they're looking at the Middle East and setting up crypto hubs in Abu Dhabi and Dubai And they've also obtained licenses in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Bahrain. This crowd will be another bank. Okay, there is no doubt in my mind. CZ Changpeng Zhao is a genius and he knows where he's going. Not only that, Binance basically burn coin every day. Every day, people. It is a no-brainer, this coin. It should be higher than Ethereum. Okay? It should be higher than Ethereum. It is an amazing, amazing story. All right? Also, if we look at another fellow who's a great investor in cryptocurrency, it's Anthony Scaramucci. Apparently, he's taken a very large position in Algorand. And I don't know how big that is because, large positions with wealthy people, who knows how big that's going to be. But he said the crypto market has had, it's been in a bear for about 7 months, and seriously, you got to buy this for the technology. When you hear people saying, it's going lower and it's a scam, they're stupid and they're idiots because they do not know the technology of cryptocurrency, specific cryptocurrency, okay? Even, what's his name, this fellow again? I always forget his name, Anthony Scaramucci, which I think he was a part of Mr. Donald Trump's, president stuff. He said, there is extreme panic now, right? We've seen a huge, huge bear market, right? This is what this guy said. He said he believes this is an amazing buying opportunity for investors to buy in the latest technology. What an opportunity, man. And I agree with this guy. Seriously, I agree with him. He's even saying I'm buying Coinbase stock because Coinbase is now under $100 and it got issued at $275. But I'd rather buy Binance once it gets listed. Seriously, Binance is mega, 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 mega. Also, JP Morgan backs Bitcoin to rise at least 28% and said now cryptocurrencies are their preferred alternative assets. And that's why JP Morgan is still one of the biggest banks in America and very, very smart. They said at these levels, we see crypto as one of an extreme opportunity to buy, okay? To buy because the sell-off has been huge, right? And they believe there's going to be significant upside from here after a dramatic sell-off in cryptocurrencies, right? They see cryptocurrencies as a preferred alternative to fiat assets such as stocks and bonds, and I agree with them totally. This, people, is the opportunity of a lifetime. Seriously, it really is. And I'm thinking about, I will set up probably another fund, number 6, because honestly, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Anyway, guys and girls, that's enough of me. I will talk to you very soon, and thank you very much for listening. Thank you.